Hello and welcome to Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver. And today joining us from such promotions as but not limited to the NWA, NWA JCP, Southern Pride Championship Wrestling, the School of Morton 505, Coastal Carolina, and many, many others is none other than White Lightning himself, KC Cazana. Mr. Cazana, thank you so much for taking the time to come back and be with us here today on Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver. Are you ready for some questions, sir?
I'm ready when you are.
Awesome. We have to pick up where we left off with one Mr. Scotty B from the School of Morton just a few days ago on our podcast. You came into the chat and we were talking about one golden child, Evan Golden. In fact, you posted a video saying that the golden child, Evan Golden, is ducking you. Mr. Scotty B seems to think that as well. Almost every chance he gets, he said. So we have to know now, how do you plan to keep the golden child from ducking you and on schedule? And what are you planning to do to him once you're able to get your hands on him?
I'm just gonna schedule me when I'm not there. We're gonna book Evan. Element of surprise. Make Evan have an open challenge. The next thing you know, here comes White Lightning, KC Cazana. Hit him with the clothesline from hell, the lightning strike. And 1, 2, 3. That's plain simple. I don't need to go any farther. I tolerate Evan. He can't get home right now, so I kind of feel bad. But
well, we heard a huge stipulation that Scotty B was going to put on at the School of Morton at the next event for Halloween. He said, with the stipulation that comes from Mr. Scotty B, it seems that there is no pressure for you other than maybe one other member of Gen 3 Express being at his side in November. Are you worried about Michael Gabriel? Is that, for him to pick a side because he likes you, but he loves the Golden Child as well. Do you plan to have backup in that biggest, with the biggest brute from the South with you, or your father?
There's always a high possibility. I'm not going to lay all my cards out on the table. I'm not going to tell my plan like Evan does all the time. I'm going to keep it close to the hip. And if AJ's there, he's there. If Papa Joe's there, he's there. I know I've made a lot of enemies at School of Morton, but I'm trying to right my wrongs. I got two of the biggest guys that like me now, Ice Cream Truck. So I don't think Michael Gabriel is going to be a problem. And last I heard, he's on some hiatus. He's not even around.
Dump Truck and Squeaks the Clown have your back. That's a huge step in the right direction for you, sir. I will say that. Squeaks is definitely not going to be putting up with anything. He'll be clowning around, but he's going to make sure that he's playing with you in the ring as he does it. So, I think that's going to be a huge step in the right direction for you. Oh, Casey, let's talk about your most recent NWA tapings for just a moment. As we've seen coming up on the JCP for the matinee at the matches, or matches at the matinee, with Joe Cazana Promotions, the YouTube page there in a few days, it'll be up and available for everybody to see that. You took on one of the greatest minds in the business, actually two of the greatest minds in the business. I know Sal was originally scheduled to be there. Yeah. Sal the Pal was originally scheduled to be there, and it ended up actually being you and Evan Golden and Carl Parker, the sexy cowboy, as they say. So can you give us just a little bit of insight there?
Well, I knew Sal wasn't coming, so I told my dad, go find some people on the back. We're in my hometown. I think I have the advantage. So go find me two guys. Next thing I know, I came out last. I had no idea Evan Golden was even there. After the first match, no idea. So that was an okay surprise. Like, I'm not terrified of Evan. I finally got him in the ring, and you saw what happened. But I like Carl Parker. He's over here from, I think, the UK. He's here for a couple more weeks. He's a nice kid. I'm just not sexy. I'm just going to beat your tail when I get you in the ring. I'm not no sexy cowboy. Like, I like Carl and everything, but he stepped in the ring with White Lightning and he felt the lightning.
Well, he was actually in a match earlier in that evening too, earlier that Sunday night, and he was in a Royal Rumble, or a scramble as they like to call it in the NWA. And he came out, and I'm telling you, he started, his little dancing with his rope and everything, and he pointed up at Hunter, and she just started blushing. That's the first time I've seen her blush in a long time. So I know one of you guys in the back paid him to do that just for her, to get her all flustered.
I'll neither confirm or deny it was me. I'll neither confirm nor deny.
But we know that you have a huge battle coming up on November 5th in Burton, Virginia at the high school. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're up there with, I think, Joe Briggs. And I just know, I think I'm wrestling Mega Destroyer. Breaking news, me and old Mega Destroyer. We have it's a long-term rivalry. Many of you, if you watched Bo James at Southern States Wrestling, whenever I first started in wrestling, Mega Destroyer was my first real feud. And I guess the fuel is still there. The fire is never put out, as they say. So we're going to rekindle an old rivalry. And me and Mega Destroyer are going to tear the house down on November the 5th.
Absolutely. And then I also know that you're coming up for All-Star Entertainment at the Lee County Conflict in Pennington Gap, Virginia. Now, due to the hurricane damage, we don't know if that's still going on, but we're hoping it is. Is that it? Can you tell us about it?
As of right now, I know it's still going on. I haven't got a text from anybody. But me and my boy Shoop are riding up together. I haven't been told anything about the show not being a show anymore. So as of right now, I know it's still on. No idea who I'm wrestling, so it's going to be a surprise. But I am a little fed up that Evan Golden gets a graphic when he's just a Golden, and I'm an NWA superstar, and I don't have one. Like, I think I try to pull my strings enough. Try to have Dad call somebody, pull some strings, and nothing happened.
Well, see,
November 9th, not the 5th. It's the 9th. Mr. Briggs is in the chase, and it's the 5th and the 9th.
The 9th. I do apologize about that. It's showing that October 3rd is going to be at the Lee County Fairgrounds. And as you said earlier, that he got that graphic here and he posted it on your page. How arrogant of him to post it on your page and then to tell you about it as well.
Yeah, all I'm saying, if Evan's there, I'm watching that match, whoever he's wrestling. I hope it's me. I'd gladly take that title from him before Fright Night because he doesn't deserve that title. He might be defending it everywhere he goes, but he's not even from Tennessee. He's from North Carolina. That's like, come on.
Well, he's holding on to that title like it's his precious baby. And we talked about it with Scotty B a couple days ago. You know, he's got several titles and he's posting about it all the time, how vain he is with all three titles that he's going back. You know, he's tag team championships in a promotion with Michael Gabriel. The Guiding Light is definitely running through, or Gen 3 Express, whatever you want to call them, depending on where you're at. They are definitely running through the tag team division, and they've made some waves with that. And then, of course, he's got the East Tennessee Heavyweight Championship. And then you alluded a couple weeks ago that you believe it was a conspiracy between Dr. Tom and him. And then that was confirmed with Scotty B the other day. He said the same thing. He thought that it was a conspiracy, being that the history was there with Eddie Golden, Dr. Tom Pritchard, and the Golden Child, Evan Golden. So we have to go back on our word here, and I have to make it right here before you with Wrestle Talk and Arabbidb3aver, with Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver, because, you know, if one person says it, it's just hearsay. But you've got 3 or 4 different people saying it. So, you know, they all can't be witnesses to the same thing without it holding some bit of truth. Yeah. So I do have to apologize to you right here and make it right with you before America, before everybody that's out here, Casey. But I am going to say this, with him holding 3 titles, he is going to slip up at some point in time because fatigue is going to carry in. It's just going to happen. You can't have that much gold without somebody having a huge target on your back. And let me tell you, he's got a huge target on his back, and you're definitely coming for him. Would you like to speak about that for a few minutes?
The East Tennessee Heavyweight Championship, my trainer has held that title, Dr. Tom Pritchard. My brother has held that title. So it's only right that I am next in line. I hold the title. But there's only just a little tiny Goldilocks problem in my way, and that's Evan Golden. He might have 3 titles, but one's a tag title, and he just got suspended from the other place he just won a title at. So all eyes are on Evan, I guess. So hopefully, here's my theory. Evan has a big head. His ego will get the best of him. And I'll slip him up, roll him up, 1, 2, 3, new East Tennessee Heavyweight Championship, champion, whatever you want to call me. Because my father's always told me, Evan lies every time he says this. I'm going to throw it out there. He's known for lying like crazy. I wish I saw it sooner. But he always says the Goldens are better than the Cazanas. That's just not true. Joe, my dad, used to be whipping up on Eddie back in the day. Don't let him lie to you. That's all I know. It's from what I heard. And now here I am whipping up on Evan. And so is AJ. So looks like it's just the family matters of the Cazanas beating up the Goldens.
Well, let's move on just a little bit. I know here in a couple days, you're going to be scheduled in Tampa, Florida at the WEDU PBS studios for the 5th and 6th of October for some upcoming NWA tapings as well. We are actually going to be going to one of those matches. I don't know which date that we're available for as of yet, but we were asked to come down. We're going to be there with you. And if I'm not mistaken, the fans want to know who are you, the country gentleman, taking on?
That is the tell of the question, because we're there. We have absolutely no idea right now. It's usually we get there and they're like, this is who you're going to fight. I hope it's the Slime Balls.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I like Tommy, I like Sage, but they're getting a little cocky. They don't do things by the book.
They've been hanging around with Carson Drake a little bit too much, and that's kind of like rubbing off on them. You know, it's rubbing off in not such a good way. I said it the other day whenever we posted online about some of the videos with Carson Drake that came down to JCP, your dad's promotion down there. We posted some videos about that, but I said, that he's hanging around with the slimiest wrestlers in the business currently, and that could never be more true. He's hanging out with the likes of Aaron Williams, the Slime Balls. We saw him with EC3 a couple weeks ago, and he's got that maniacal laugh. So I definitely would like to see that coming through. And we got to see you say some words to him on the way to the ring the other day. What did you say?
Just basically saying, Carson, you will never have what I have. It's like I respect everything he's doing. I love Carson. He's an okay guy. But what kind of guy that makes all this, that says he has all this money in the world, but hangs out with people that live in Slimeball City? And I heard Slimeball City's never pretty.
Never pretty.
That's just, I don't know if Carson is a lack for his character, his ego's taking a toll at Exodus. I don't know why he hangs out with the Slime Balls, because they're two polar opposite people.
Well, the Slime Balls are young. I mean, extremely young. And this is coming from somebody who, I started in the business at 19, and I got my butt handed to me every chance and every opportunity that was given. And I know that they're young, but they've made a huge name for themselves in such a short period of time, just like you did, sir. I mean, we talked about it the last time you were on the show. You got your number called, 6 months into the business, and you were running hard and running hot, and you still are. You haven't stopped. And I think that makes a huge difference, is because I see a lot of that in them as well. They run everywhere. They promote for everywhere. A couple months back, they were at Crossfire, where they didn't even have to show up. They showed up at Crossfire. I mean, they showed up at the Territory show. They've been everywhere. They're doing everything for Exodus and everything. So I'm kind of happy to see that you're interested in facing the Slime Balls for a couple reasons. For one, you got to see that their drive is the same drive that you had. So it's going to make for great competition, number one. And for two, you never know what the Slime Balls are going to do. They're slimy as all get out. And I definitely want to see the big brute in yourself, White Lightning, get a hold of them a little bit.
I think we were their first match on NWA Power, if I'm not mistaken.
You were. Yes, sir,
and
you were.
You saw how that went. It's where I hit him the crossbody for the very first time on poor Sage.
And he went flying,
He did. Then AJ threw him like a little lawn dart across the ring.
From one corner to the opposite corner.
At least
it was bad. I mean, it looked bad. But I think that they've grown a lot in the last couple months. And I don't think that they're going to be pushovers anymore like they were. So I think that, like I said, I believe it's going to be great entertainment if that's the case. I'm hoping for that to happen. So William Patrick Corrigan, Dr. Tom Pritchard, Joe Cazana, anybody who can pull the strings out there, the fans and myself would love to see this match against the Slime Balls. Book this thing, baby. Get it going.
Sir. Yes,
All right. So I know a few weeks ago on NWA 76, the Country Gentleman, for those that are watching and don't know, Mr. KC and his brother AJ Cazana had a great showing for the United States Tag Team titles. Not trying to get the cat out of the bag here, but tell us a little bit about that huge match and the shape and direction in the days to come that it's going to be for the Country Gentleman.
Well, as you saw in the last week's episode of Power, We were in a 5-on-5 match. It was me and my brother, Big Mama, Paul Burchill, and the beautiful Taylor Rising against the Southern Sucks. The Southern Six. That's Carrie Morton, Alex Taylor, and Billy Silas Mason. And I think they had Tiffany Nieves and Rekka on their team. And Dad got hit by Rekka with a headbutt. That's just not cool.
Right.
And then the Southern Sucks won the match for their team after thrill rided Big Mama, which is illegal, first of all. I just want to throw that out there. And then allowed Taylor to pin Big Mama, or not Taylor, Tiffany, excuse me, to pin Big Mama. So, Dad, we had a little meeting, a little bit of change of character, change of attitude. We're going to do everything by the book. And so we got the opportunity to wrestle at 76, which is our anniversary show at the historic EC Dub Arena. So that was a moment in itself. That was really cool. But we were in a fatal 4-way tag match. It was us, the Fixers, the Slime Balls, and then the champions, Daisy Kill and Talos. And it was just one of those matches you have to watch. I'm not going to spoil anything. You just have to tune in, watch, because that was probably one of the better matches on the card. I mean, I'm just being selfish because I was in the match.
Well, Casey, where are they going to be able to watch it? I know October 1st, the CW contract is running out, and I know that there's a new contract supposedly being put in place. So what's going to be happening there?
In the meantime, you can go to Twitter or X, whatever you call it, on the NWA page and watch it. We just put out the first episodes of it today. You see it right here. Billy talked about the future. Tom, I'm pretty sure it's enough time. Tom beat EC3 for the world title. And then Trevor Murdoch and Mike Knox put an ass whooping to the Southern Sucks.
Absolutely. So, and it seems like everything that's happened since 76, you guys have been on a rocket ship. You guys are flying all over, doing everything. Your brother is going overseas here in the next couple of days. Will you be joining him on that trip?
As of right now, no. I have to take care of prior obligations in the States before I can go to the UK with my brother in November. He's going next month.
Yes, sir.
And so I have prior obligations like SOM November 3rd. Literally November 3rd, right? That's a Sunday, right?
It's a Sunday. Yes, sir.
Okay. It's you already heard Scotty B spoil it last week. It's KC Cazana, Evan Golden. I'm going ahead and throw it out there. Put us in the main event, Scotty B. I know you're watching. We're
Yes,
the main
sir.
event. Who cares about Draco, the SOM champion? That championship don't matter when you got a Golden and Cazana fighting. Just saying.
Oh, come on. You got to give Draco a little bit of credit here.
Absolutely not. Never.
I will if you want. Draco is definitely going to be in a huge match there November 3rd. You guys definitely want to check him out as well. But KC Cazana is absolutely right. The stipulation is that if KC Cazana squanders away one more time, if he finds some way to interfere in this match, go ahead.
KC's in the match.
He is, yes. But if
I'm in the match.
KC Cazana, sorry, I meant Evan Golden. That's my fault. I apologize, guys. I apologize. Scotty B came out last week and said that if Evan Golden squanders away one more time, he gets a count out, he has somebody get involved, he finds a way to duck KC Cazana, the championship is leaving, and it's going home with KC Cazana. It's going to be going home with him. So let me correct myself right here. I do apologize, guys. That's my fault for saying that. But we have lots of naysayers in the chat here. Somebody said you're going to get dog walked by Evan Golden.
Whoa, I'm pretty sure it says I'm going to dog walk Evan Golden. I'm going to go with what I read. You're going to dog walk Evan Golden, and he's 100% right. There ain't going to be this ain't no. You heard me talk about the industry. This ain't going to be This ain't going to be no dog walk in the park for Evan Golden. It's going to be a fight. And he's going to know he's in for a fight because I'm going to lay myself in a little bit harder because I hate Evan Golden. I'll say it. My mama said I shouldn't hate nobody, but I hate Evan Golden.
Well, we heard it out of the mouth of Scotty B. You're going to be in one of the trainers for the School of Morton as well, if not one of the head trainers for the School of Morton as well. Would you like to speak on that for a few moments? And talk about the hatred you have and what you're going to be teaching these kids to hate Evan Golden with.
Oh, that's film study. So we'll film study me beating Evan Golden up at least. The head trainer is the NWA World's Women's Champion, Kinsey Page, and I am her assistant trainer alongside with Ricky Morton whenever, he's a busy man, whenever he can be there. But me and Kinsey are your beginner trainers. I'm honored to have this ability so quick in my career to be able to train people, because I've listened to people like Aaron Stevens, Trevor Murdoch, Mike Knox, all these people. Dr. Tom Pritchard, can't throw him out, can't leave him out. I have all this knowledge thrown at me all at once at just a year and a half into this business. I have way too much knowledge for my own good. So I am honored and blessed to have the ability to help train the next people to have my name on some people. So that's pretty cool.
Well, coming from a wrestling patriarchy like you do yourself, your grandfather, your father, your brother, and yourself have all been in this business. And your dad, really in the 80s and early 90s, really left his mark on the business in the NWA and also WCW. And he's worked backstage for a lot of other promotions, trying to help them get off the ground and get them running. And to see the amount of success that his kids are having is huge. It's a huge deal. And for you guys to help raise the next generation that's coming up, that's a big, big deal, because not only are they going to have that Cazana mark on them and it's going to be primed and ready to go, but everybody else, like you've mentioned, who helped train you, Dr. Tom, your dad, of course, everybody and anybody, Ricky Morton, everybody you've stepped in the ring with, that has led you away. Jax Dane, of course, all of them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everybody that has it. And, we'd be mistaken if we wouldn't even be trying to mention these people, because everybody has something to teach and everybody has something to give back to the business. And for you to be in the position you're in so young and so early in your career is an awesome thing for you guys. You and Kinsey Page both. Congratulations to you at the School of Morton for being the trainers there, for being the beginning trainers there. And like I said, I hope that you're teaching the hatred for Evan Golden as you're going through.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're going to come in. They're obviously, you see who Scotty B picked though, instead of a Cazana or a Golden. He obviously tends more for the Kazanas than he does the Goldens. I'm just calling it how I see it.
Just a little biased.
I mean, just a little bit. He also said I'm sharing a table with him at WrestleCade.
Yes, he did.
Scott, we got to talk about that, brother. I don't know if that's going to work. Ain't gonna work for me, brother.
I think he said he was going to try to put the loudmouth of the South, EC, dangerously in between you. And I told him, I said,
can't handle that.
I told him, I said, he's going to be going through the table with those two beside him.
He might.
So we'll definitely see what happens there. That's definitely going to be some fun. And this is the first year you guys are going to be in WrestleCade, right? This is going to be a big deal.
I was at WrestleCade last year with Joe Cazana Promotions. They put out a table. I was there. This is just after I got picked up from the NWA. But we were already there with our table. It was me, AJ, and Jared Fritz. And this is a first-year School of Morton's there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
that's a big deal for them. They got a pretty good bunch of guys. I'm obviously going to be biased. I'm the better one that they got. But I love everybody that they have except for Evan Golden and the industry. They can all go suck eggs.
Talk about it a little bit. What's the date on WrestleCade? Do you know that right off the top of your head?
WrestleCade, I can look at my phone. It's like 2 seconds. It's like the day after Thanksgiving, the 29th through, I think, December 1st. And where's it going to be at? November 29th through December 1st. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, I think.
This year, Winston-Salem.
I haven't looked. It's still next month. I haven't looked at a lot of stuff yet.
That's okay. We'll correct it if it's wrong. I'll come back out and I'll repost on Facebook if it's wrong, and we'll make it right.
Don't quote me on it. Please don't quote me on it.
But yeah, congratulations to the School of Morton for being at WrestleCade this year. Congratulations on Joe Cazana Promotions. Congratulations on the NWA. Congratulations to everybody who's going to be on WrestleCade this year. And KC, I hope that you have a huge thing going there at WrestleCade there.
There's been a lot of scuttlebutt, a lot of talk about what's going on there. And from what I got told, if that's going to happen, I hate to break it to all the big names that they brought in, but I'm just saying you might want to tune in to find out.
Absolutely. You definitely do. And we're going to try to make WrestleCade. We haven't been asked to come. So in an unofficial manner, we're saying that we're going to be going, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Quote unquote, we're going to be going. But I can't take any photos or videos without getting, consent, written consent or verbal consent. So I've got to get with the promoters and make sure it's okay that we come and take some videos and take some footage of it. But if they allow us to, we will have that footage available the day after. And the following week after, we'll have some footage available from WrestleCade as well, if it's allowed. So that's we've got to say that here first. We have to have express written consent, and we have to have verbal consent as well, because we don't want to just show up and then everything's wrong. Yeah. That's the way you make enemies. So
exactly.
So I don't want to do that in the business. We're not trying to hurt the business anyway. We always want to show a good light in the business. And congratulations on you guys for getting into WrestleCade. But I hope that we're going to be there for you and hope to be able to take some footage of it when it happens. And that way we can have that footage available to the fans as it comes out. I think we're just about out of time for today, Mr. KC Cazana. But before we go, where can the fans get some of that great merchandise like you've got behind you and you're wearing at?
You can get these flags right here, these beautiful, wherever I am, these beautiful flags at nwashop.com, along with this nice little jacket. My 76 hoodie is in the washing machine, I think. But it's all nwashop.com. They got some pretty cool mesh shorts now that I got to hit Mr. Deals up about. And then if you want to get our merch, the Country Gentleman merch, we have a shirt on the nwashop.com website. And then on angrylemonade.net.
Angry Lemonade.
We have all of our Country Gentleman shirts on there. We have our new gents based off the Vols thing with it. We said Vols and Davy Crockett's on the top of it.
Yeah, I believe that's orange and white. I think your brother put that out. If I can find him real quick. Give me just a second. I'll see if I can look and find him, guys, for you. Because I believe he put that shirt out this past week.
I mean, while you take the time to find, I want to say, hey, Scotty B, if there's some tomfoolery that happens between mine and Evan Golden's title match, I want Evan Golden in a no-holds-barred White Lightning street fight. I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there.
A White Lightning street fight?
White Lightning street fight. I'm just saying, if we have, look at that beautiful orange shirt.
There it is. There's a beautiful orange and white right there, mimicking the Tennessee Vols, and it looks so great, especially with that brand. He carries that brand around everywhere.
I mean, he's already a big boy, but whenever you piss him off, you just know there's a branding iron coming to the side of your head.
Absolutely. So you want the White Lightning street fight. You're putting that out here right now. So Scotty B, we've got to say it right here. Is it going to be a White Lightning street fight? You have to agree to this, Scotty B.
A street fight. If some tomfoolery happens at Fright Night, then you dog whoop Evan all across Newport, Tennessee in a White Lightning street fight, because I'm going to whoop his hind end from one side of Newport to the other, send him packing back to Asheville, North Carolina, because I'll pay for the helicopter ride so he can get in there. But Evan, I hope you're watching. I'm sorry to take this time, but I gotta say
no. You go ahead,
Evan. I hope you're watching a real superstar doing an interview right here, because whenever it comes to the East Tennessee title, KC Cazana is the rightful owner of that title. Because once I win it, I'm never going to lose it. I hate to break everybody's heart. If you really want that title, it's not coming off my shoulder or my waist anytime soon. I don't know why I forgot what my waist was called. Just Evan.
It happens.
Evan, hold it a little bit tighter tonight. Each and every night. Just think, one day it keeps ticking. And November 3rd comes around before you least expect it. And I take it from you after I beat you, Evan. You might try to be like, oh, I'm not ready. Oh, no, you can't do this to me. No. That's it. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say to Evan.
You would think with all the guidance from that book of Gabriel, he'd be ready for anything at this point.
You want to know what's in that book?
Sure.
There are blank pages in that book, or I just can't see it. I must have the wrong eyes, because I've always questioned Michael Gabriel. I was like, dude, what does this say? There's nothing in here. And he reads me like a sentence that only can be in the book of Gabriel. I'm like, dude, it must be those glasses, because I don't see anything.
He's got those, you watch the movie Pixels? He's got like those pixel glasses on that whenever he puts it on, it can just read everything off of it.
That's all I'm saying. It's like, I never saw anything in the book.
Well, that's great. Is there anybody else that you would like to say anything to before we go here?
I was talking with somebody earlier, and we were talking up Joe Briggs a lot, and I just want to wrestle Joe Briggs.
Really?
Plain and simple. I want to wrestle the SPCW heavyweight champion. I don't care if he's the SPCW heavyweight champion or not. Anytime, any place, anywhere, whoever wants to book the match, I can guarantee you that match will put asses in seats. That match will steal the show and probably be the match of the year for your promotion.
The Doctor of Destruction has said that he would take on all comers at any time. So KC Cazana is putting it out here. And I know Joe Briggs was inside the chat earlier and he was talking to us. So Joe, if you're still here in the chat, he's laying it out for you. I know you got your hands full with Tyler Shoop right now, but if you're successful in defending that title against Shoop, your next challenger sits right here across from me right now, and none other than White Lightning KC Cazana, and he wants a piece of you bad, son. So are you going to give it to him? That's going to be the question.
We'll find out whenever he decides to answer or whenever he sees this and shares it, makes a 30-minute promo about it. So
as he always does.
I mean, they're good. Don't get me wrong. They're good. They're entertaining. They keep me hooked. So whatever he does it right.
He's doing everything right. That's why he's got the title currently. And we've got to say that about him is he's one of the hardest workers in the business. So you can't take him lightly, KC, when this comes.
He's very underrated.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He definitely deserves to be going a lot bigger and better places in the future, and we want that for him as well. But you're laying out the challenge to him right now, and you, sir, have gone bigger and better places. The thing is he ready for what's to come with somebody who's been to the show?
Joe Briggs, he's one of the best there is. He's been around forever. He knows what he's doing. Just because he hasn't got a big break like I did so fast doesn't mean he don't know what he's doing. He has all my respect. I like Joe as a person. I like Joe, but he doesn't like anybody. Like, I might be able to share a locker room with him and be like, Mr. Briggs, thank you for the advice. Thank you for everything. He's like, kid, I'm just telling you what not to do. So stay out of my way and watch the doctor because the doctor's in.
Well, I don't know about he doesn't like anybody. He apparently has grown fond of the Stu crew here in recent days in SPCW.
Stu crew sucks.
You don't even want to go there, right? So
I don't want to go there. I did get told. This is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Somebody walked up to me Sunday and was like, I was at the War Games match. Joe, I'll get to you in a second. This is more important. I was at the War Games match in Coalfield. And this guy was apparently at the original War Games in the 80s. And we got the biggest compliment we could ever got. He said that War Games match was better than the original. So all I'm saying is I've been to war. War ain't no game. But Joe, I was never a junior heavyweight to begin with. Just because I weighed 224.9 pounds doesn't make me a junior heavyweight. I haven't held heavyweight titles anywhere yet, but I'm a tag team champion. I was the East Tennessee tag team champion at one point, a Bubba Amick promotion tag team champion at one point. There's one more. Oh, yeah, the SPCW tag team championships that me and Tyler Shoop never lost. So, Joe, you better retain that title from Shoop because that's going to be a tough task as it is. But if you so happen to retain that title, just know when you get in the squared circle with me, that title is coming to Bullhead Ranch, and it's going, there's a nice little table over here, right on the table, next to all the other beautiful pieces of hardware I have. Because, Joe, I don't care if you're the doctor. I'm White Lightning, and Lightning's going to strike you down, pal.
Wow. Strong words right there. But I do have to correct you because you are a future East Tennessee heavyweight champion.
That's true.
And I do believe that.
That's true. I know there's been videos of me holding in there. Joe, I'm bigger than you. I just want to say that. He said when you're in the ring with me, you're always a junior. I just want to know I'm bigger than you. I'm taller than you. You're balder than me, so you have that one going for you. I'll give you that one. You're balder than me, but I got a nice, beautiful head of hair and a nice mustache. I got some nice muscles, and I'm going to beat you for that SBCW title because I'm KC Cazana. I mean, we all know where that's going to go.
Well, Casey, I've got to ask you before we go, are you going to be worried about Rebecca Lynn being at ringside if this championship match takes place?
I ain't got to worry about no Rebecca because I got Tyler Shoop by my side. Me and Shoop are still dogs. Like, people tend to forget me and Shoop are still boys at SBCW. Just because we're not out there for each other all the time, we're still a unit. We are probably the two greatest athletes. That's right, Stu Crew. The two greatest athletes at SPCW. Whenever I can get an opportunity to get there. Apparently that's the place to be right now. Everybody wants to get there. Everybody wants to get in. Because I hit him up. I was like, hey, November 2nd, I'm free. He goes, well, the card's already like filled up. And we were in September whenever like I texted him. I'm like, so SPCW is the place to be right now.
It's on fire. It's been on fire for a couple of weeks. I mean, for about a month, for about 4 weeks, it's been on complete fire the way things have turned around, especially with the match that you had with Johnny Poke. I mean, that thing really lit that place on fire and said, I know it's a little bit of a sore subject, and I'm sorry to bring it up. I'm sorry to bring it up, but I have to say the talent and the ability that was shown inside that ring by both you and him actually got everybody talking about that thing. It's actually the most watched views for any reel that I've ever had. You had over 25,000 people view the reels from you and Johnny Pope.
Well,
so,
I think Joe and Shoop wrestled that night in the main. The Blockbusters and the Stu Crew, I want to say, wrestled. But when you have two cowboys that don't care about beating the crap out of each other, that are both really stupid athletic, it's going to be what does Sheamus say, a banger?
A banger.
And then if we go again, we'll have another banger, and then another banger after banger after banger. Any place that wants to put me and Johnny Poke together, just like that match is going to, like any, I'm going to say this because I always say every match I'm in is the pinnacle match on that show. Apparently, I have what the kids call aura about me. Whenever I cut that promo on the stupid industry about Sam Street being just a girl, Sean Cruz can't hold a candle to me to save his life, and then Hunter Wolf, he's tall for no reason. But I had to get that in there. But besides the point, someone commented like, this has so much aura. So apparently, whenever I step into a venue, whenever I'm on a card, whenever I'm in the ring, that's the most talked about match of the night. That's always ends up being the match of the night. Any match KC Cazana's in is match of the night, is all I'm saying.
Well, you mentioned it a few minutes ago, and I'm going to retort this towards you, especially being one of the JCP title holders there. Would you put your title up against Johnny Pope on any night in JCP?
What title we talking? I ain't got no title at JCP right now. But if I had my junior heavyweight title, mine, and I was told, I'm going to say it, I'll spill the beans. That title is just a title underneath the heavyweight title. There's never been no weight limit. Just because I was under 225 doesn't mean there was a weight limit. But if Poke decides to put that title on the line against me another time, because I have a rematch clause. Yes, anytime, any place, anywhere, I made a post about it. And if he decides to put that title on the line against me, I want to know to watch for the crossbody. I want to know you're not going to hit your big-time move because I'm not going to take Poke so lightly like I did. I took him just a little bit too lightly. I think after the superplex he gave me I was like, oh, snap. I'm in deep. But, Johnny Poke, if you're watching, I have so much respect for you. I tolerate you, but you took my title. As of right now, it's on site with you. So if you want to put that title back on the line against me with my rematch clause, I still also have a rematch clause for the tag team titles with Shoop. That's besides the point. Two guys that suck have the titles right now. Anytime, any place, anywhere, Pope. I want my title back.
Absolutely. You guys heard it here first with Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver. He's laying out the challenges today. And before we go, remind us once again where you're going to be and where you're going to be defending, where you're going to be at all the time for your bookings here in the next couple days, KC.
This week is a busy week for me. Thursday we were in Virginia with All Star, and then Friday there's a possibility me and AJ make an appearance at NWA Crossfire, but it's a little hush hush. We don't. If we show up, we show up. If we don't, we don't. Who knows? But we're also booked already that day in Kentucky for Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. And then this weekend, we are at NWA Tampa, Florida, PBS Studio. Same place they filmed Sesame Street for Saturday and Sunday. And that's what I got right now. I probably have more dates in my. I have a book I carry with me, but my book's downstairs, so.
That's okay. We'll take what we can get as of right now. And that way the fans know where to see you and where to get a hold of you. And also your Facebook page is at Kirk Cazana is how it's listed there. So they can catch you right there on Facebook. If they need to catch anything else, you keep all your dates, all your bookings directly right there on Facebook for everybody to see. You also have a Twitter. What is your Twitter handle?
Cazana KC. That's it.
Cazana KC. That's how you get a hold of him. Well, that's going to conclude our show for tonight. Before we go, we would like to thank you, Mr. KC Cazana, for being here. We would love to have you back sometime in the future if you would be interested. Thank you and all your fans for being here. Thank all the fans for coming in as well. And remember, guys, you heard it here first on Wrestle Talk with Arabbidb3aver, and we'll see you the next time. Coming up this week, guys, we'll see you on Thursday night, and I believe Jamison Shook is going to be here. Let me check my schedule to make sure I'm telling you the truth. But we have got some great things going on for you as well as it comes through. So let me hand my handy dandy phone here. Give me just a second, and I will look at that and make sure that I'm telling you guys the truth. Actually, it's going to be Professor Bear. Next week is Jamison Shook. The 8th is going to be Jamison Shook. Professor Bear is going to be here with us on the 3rd, Thursday the 3rd. So come join us. Thank you, KC Cazana, once again, and I hope to see you guys back here soon. Bye-bye, guys.